Okay, so Google has just released Gemini 3 Pro and it is insane. It's miles better than any other LLM we have seen to date, and it is one of the best app builders that you can use to date, and it's completely free. So in this video I'm going to go through how we can practically use this. I won't go through all of the benchmarks and all of the technical aspects, but I'll go straight to how we can use this and how we can start benefiting from this in your AI automation agency. Firstly, to use this, you're going to have to come over here to a place called Gemini AI Studio. Then it will bring you to a place like this, which is actually Google AI Studio. If we click in here, then you can see right away we can start building apps. Now, usually it will bring you to a home page like this, in which you can try out a bunch of stuff. If you want to just use the actual Gemini chat interface, then you can come over here to Playground. And in Playground, you can see down here, I can start typing, ask it questions. And when we're using this, it's completely free. So rather than having a ChatGPT subscription, you can come down here and you can start asking questions to one of the smartest models that's out right now for completely free. Now, if we wanted to build an app, then we would come down here to this section over here, which is the build section. And I can give it a prompt in here and it will build an app for me. Now, to show you just how good this is at the moment, you can see over here some apps that have already been built. And as you can tell from looking at this, it would be very, very hard to tell that this was built by AI and not built by a seasoned professional website builder. As we scroll through this looks like a genuine professional website compared to what we typically see over here in outputs from like Lovable, where it builds apps like this, and you can kind of tell it's okay, but you can tell that this was built by AI. Some other stuff like this from Lovable, as you can see over here, these apps kind of like the app is built, but it does look like it has been built by AI. Whereas over here in Gemini, it would be very hard to decipher if this was a human or if it was AI that built this. To be honest, I think this looks better than what a human could build, especially that this was done with practically one prompt. So one message in here and it built the full website. Here's some other examples over here of websites that have been built. You can see it's very good. It looks a lot more different to anything that we've seen before. You can see the full apps here. Now for us, we're going to come over here and we're going to build an app. Now in this app, we're not just going to build a website. I'm going to build an app for real estate agents so they can value properties. Now this is quite a useful app. I work with real estate agents within my AI agency, and we've worked with over 40 real estate agencies. And one thing that I always hear back from them is the process of valuing a house takes so long, and all they really do is do a comparative market analysis. And that's basically going to somebody's house that wants their house to be valued. They will go have a look at the house, assess the condition, and when they have a general condition, they'll come back and they look at recent houses that have been sold on the market close to that, properties within the same kind of parameters like bedrooms, bathrooms, price. And what we're going to do today is we're going to build an app that's going to do all of that for us. So somebody can upload an image, the AI is going to assess the condition of their property. We're going to take their address, and the AI is going to find recent sales in that area that are similar to this property. So AI is going to do the full process, which would usually take a real estate agent maybe hours, if not days. We can do it now in a matter of minutes by just building it here with Gemini. So the first thing I'm going to say is basically what I've just said to you right now, which is we want to build an app for a real estate agent. So I'm going to do this here. I want to build a professional, modern looking app for a real estate agent. This app is going to be for valuing properties. So the user is able to put in parameters about their property like address, bedrooms, bathrooms, price, and all of the key details that is needed to get an accurate valuation. We don't want to overboard the form with questions. We want to keep the form lean, but a decent amount of questions so we can get an accurate appraisal for this property. When they upload the property, I want Gemini to assess the condition of the property via the images that have been uploaded. And after that, I wanted to do a deep background research on recent properties that have sold within the area of that property, within the same amount of parameters, to output the most accurate property appraisal as we possibly can. The app should be clean, neat and aesthetic. It should be professional and not look lazy. You should build a full app around this, with the form being the main part. And whenever they click submit on the form, then you will go ahead and create the appraisal, and it will just be a loading screen as you are creating it. And after you create the appraisal, then you will output a report on that property with the valuation that you have come up with, and also a report as to why you have come up with that valuation. Okay, so I'm going to paste that message in here, and as you can see down here, we're using the Gemini 3 Pro preview, which is the new one that has just come out. So when I press build, it's going to go ahead and start building that app for us. It might take a few minutes. As you can see down here, it's going to run. It's probably going to take a few minutes. We'll have to go back and forth to make sure the app is up to standard and what we are exactly looking for. Okay, so you can see in the output here, it outputs a full app for us, basically a full website, and it says the property valuation reimagined. Upload photos and property details. Our AI will analyze the condition, scan deep market data to provide an instant accurate appraisal. Now this is something that will take real estate agent days, and we can see if it works over here. So firstly, it's asking us for an address. So I'm going to come over here to Zillow, and I'm going to find an address that we can try and get a market appraisal for. Let's pick this address over here, and let's just copy this address here. This is a 4-bed 3-bath, which is about 2,000 square feet. So I'm going to come back over here to the app, put the address in. It is a single family home. Let's say it was 2,100 square feet. It was a 4-bed 3-bath, year built. Let's say we should be able to see it down here. Come down here, year built was 2017. So let's put in 2017. Lot size, we can check back over here. Lot size is 11 acres, which is 11 here, and we can upload some images of the property. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to copy some of these images. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to upload them images. They didn't actually have any indoor images, just all outdoor images, so we can see how the AI acts. Any recent renovations, I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to copy the description that they have right here. So I'm going to copy all of this and just put it in here, and we can press generate appraisal, and now it's creating the valuation. So it's analyzing the property images for conditions, scanning local real estate market data, finding comparable properties in their neighborhood, calculating valuation adjustments. Go to do all of the work in the background now, and it should output the app if it got it right in the first go. So you can see here, over here, we get an output of the property appraisal. So it gave it the price of 605,000, and over here it's listed for 750. So it's quite a bit off, but most people will list their properties higher than what it's worth. So we'll get a decently accurate price, and it has a whole reason as to why it outputted that price. So you can see here, outputs a full report like this, like the property's newer construction in 2017, and apparent excellent condition as observed by the exterior images contribute to significant to its market appeal and value. The expansion talks about the desirable location. So it does all of this for us, outputs stuff like this, which is like the low estimate, the high estimate, and we have the exterior of the property built in 2017. So you can see that it did analyze the images because it keeps talking about only the exterior of the property. This is an 8 out of 10 report. You can see we have recent comparable properties right here, which it gives us all of these recent comparable properties and the prices that they sold for. And it outputs the full report. Now, let's say we didn't like this report. We wanted to be a little more detailed and we wanted to think longer about the actual price. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, I like the report style, but I would like it to do a lot more research and have a more detailed report, neatly formatted and sectioned correctly. Make sure no stone gets unturned. Investigate all recent comparables in the area, the market conditions, etc. And we're going to send that off, and now we should get a lot more detailed answers back from the AI. And I also kind of wanted to output images for these properties if we can. So we'll make this first change and we'll see if it can come back with something better than that. After all of this is done, I'm also going to ask it to make an account so people can sign in and view their property valuations. Obviously, we don't want the whole world being able to see the valuations that we are doing. And we could also add a layer onto this where people have to pay for property valuations, which would be a good idea as this is going to obviously use API credits in which we need to be reimbursed for. So let's just wait for this to finish up. It's been running for 60 seconds in total. Okay, so Gemini has finished up over here, and as you can see, it thought for 123 seconds and it is now finished. So if we do another property, we should get a more detailed report. So I'm going to do this property over here, which is a property in Texas. So I'm going to copy this address. This is a 4-bed 3-bath with 2,500 square foot. So let's come over here with the property in here. Single family, square feet is 2,500. It is I think it's a 4-bed 3-bath home. So let's come around here and change it to 4-bed 3-bath. Year built, I'm going to put in 2010. Lot size is about 0.75 acres. And some photos of the property. Let's upload a couple of these. Open these. So we've got some photos of the property. Let's upload one more exterior photo of the property, which is this one here. And now we have everything we need. Additional context. Obviously here is where the real estate agent or the homeowner would fill in some features, any extras of the property for us. Because we're doing it as a demo, let's just copy the description that they have written. Let's copy this and drop it over here. And now we can generate this appraisal. It's generating a deep appraisal for that property. Obviously analyzing the images, the area, any recent comparable sales, the market conditions in that area. And it's outputting a report that would usually take a real estate agent days, is doing it in a matter of a couple of seconds. Okay, so the report has just been finished. It outputs a report like this for us. Obviously very well formatted, and we have the confidence level of this price, which is about 85%, so it's close enough. And the estimated value is 435,000. If we come over here, the actual price is 440,000. So this is what a real estate agent would have listed this at. So 5,000 obviously over, and this is what real estate agents will do to try and get more of a price. So you can see just how accurate that appraisal was. Obviously 435,000 is a more realistic value. The extra 5,000 over here is for them to obviously have room to negotiate. Down here we have an executive summary which goes through all of the details on this property. We have condition analysis where it looks at all of the images and it says it's an 8 out of 10. It says consider updating light features to more contemporary styles in some areas for a refreshed look. We have the SWOT analysis, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and we can download this as a PDF. We obviously have the valuation analysis, which is an high estimate is 450, low estimate is 420, price per square foot. So this is a full report that will take a real estate agent ages. Obviously over here we have the market analysis, which is the buyers. It's a buyer's market, average days on the market, inventory level has increased. We have the full report done here. We have some comparable properties that have recently sold. We have the sold date of them properties. So it has done everything that we needed it to do and outputted a clean report like this. Now, what do we actually do with this after we've built it? Well, obviously for me, I think that there's a massive opportunity for this app. So I'm going to come over here and say, make it so people can sign in, and also all the reports they make are saved in their account. We're going to send that off, and it's going to make it now. So there's a sign-in page where people can sign in and save their reports. Now, obviously, when people sign in, we can add a payment page. So if you want to create a report, you have to pay for that report. And I'm sure real estate agents won't have an issue if this is going to save them multiple hours, if not days. And if we wanted to take this app just from being on Gemini and we wanted to deploy it, then we can come up here to press deploy app. When you press here, it will ask you to select a project, and you can create a new project. And when you create a project, then obviously you can add a domain. Maybe if you wanted to give this a domain like estatevalorai.com, then you could give it that name and you could post it. Then you could deploy this app immediately. So you could start making money within a matter of seconds. You can see here, the output of what we just asked is to fulfill your request of adding user authentication and saving reports to an account. I will implement a secure simulated backend using local storage. This allows users to sign up, sign in, and automatically save every appraisal they generate to their personal dashboard. And it's doing all of this for us. And when we want it to go live, then obviously we could change this. As you can see here, it's just a mock, at the moment, but if we want to go live, then we can make it a production storage service. Obviously we could add Superbase or whatever we wanted. So you can see here, after them changes have finished, it outputs this, which is a sign-in page, and it is real estate valuation reimagined. We have visual analysis, market deep dive, saved portfolio. Obviously if we were making this a production, we would make this page look a lot nicer, but I can start my free trial here by signing in. I'll put my email, user not found, needed account. I'm going to sign up over here, put my name, my email, press create an account, and we have a total portfolio value, we have total appraisals, and we can create our first appraisal in where we have new appraisal up here. We have dashboard over here, which just shows us everything. We can create a new appraisal over here, put in a property. So let's do the same property that we just did. You can see the report gets saved over here to our dashboard, so we can see recent reports, we can view the report, total appraisals, we can add portfolio value. So it does everything for us. Has my account up here. I can sign out here, come back to this page, and when I log in, if I try to log into a random email, let's say I try to log in with my personal email, and I press sign in, it says user not found. But if I try to log in with that account that I just had and I press sign in, then you can see we can still see our report right here. So that's the full app completely built just in a matter of this video. This app has actually decent potential to make money if you launch this around the US, the UK, around the world. I haven't seen many apps like this that have actually been launched, so there's maybe a potential idea for somebody out there. That just shows you how powerful Gemini is, the new 3.0 Pro that has just been released. Also, you can put it into your N8N automations to answer questions for customers, etc. The possibilities with this are endless, but that's just what I wanted to do and show you in this video, the actual practical use on how you can use this. If you want to start your own AI automation agency, then click the first link below where I have scaled my agency to over 100k per month. That's going to be in the first link in the description, but that's going to be it for this video today.